2 bogeys on score. General, 2 unknown aircraft have penetrated the security zone. Look there, General. Coming right at us.
Find their frequency and try to make contact with them.
Yes, sir, General. Military base to unknown aircraft, you're in a security zone. Please identify yourselves immediately. Repeat, please identify yourselves immediately. Nothing at all, General.
Dispatch 2 of our fighters to intercept them. We cannot take the slightest risk.
Red leader to base. Visual confirmation of targets. They're flying saucers.
What? Confirm that identification.
I repeat, they're flying saucers.
Neutralize them. Whatever they are, they must not reach this base. You read me, Red Leader?
They're accelerating at amazing speed. They'll be over the base soon.
Bring them down, damn it. Bring them down.
Locking on target, sir. Target locked. One of the saucers has been neutralized.
General, I have the other saucer in my sights.
I'm pulling the trigger. Oh, it's incredible, sir. He veered off at the last moment.
Respond. What's going on? Come in, Captain. Do you read me? Blue Leader, do you read me? Respond.
It's okay, General. There was this extraordinary bright light and then nothing. The saucer just disappeared.
It's gone from the screen.
Mission is completed. Debriefing in my office in 5 minutes.
Roger, General.
I am speaking to you live from Zone 51 of the Nellis military base. Here, just behind me, an unidentified flying object was shot down yesterday. Specialists in extraterrestrial matters are examining the wreckage as I speak to you. A mysterious creature, apparently the pilot, has been rescued and taken to a military hospital. That's right, you heard me correctly. A live extraterrestrial is being examined by scientists. Not only that, but the celebrated Philip Mortimer has come here specially from London, England, to determine whether the wreckage behind me could be that of a man-made aircraft. Updates on this extraordinary situation throughout the day. News as it happens.
Find anything, Mr. Civilian Expert?
No. Nothing special, Captain.
It's General, Professor. General.
Where's our alien? General. Has he regained consciousness?
Not yet, Professor. But an important scientist has just arrived from the Blue Book Project in Washington. He's one of the greatest specialists on extraterrestrial matters.
That must be old Longneck. Always there when it's a question of little green men.
You know him, then?
Our paths have crossed, and it'll certainly be a pleasure to see him again.
Let me give you a lift, then.
I would like that, Captain. Let's go.
Oh, Professor Mortimer, is it true the space creature's still alive? Would you describe it for us?
Military secret. You will be informed at the appropriate time. Out of the way.
Are you planning to dissect the
Over here!
extraterrestrials?
General! Does it have antenna? Does it speak English?
They say its government is offering a ransom
Sir,
for
please
its
have
return.
attention, please. Professor Mortimer, would you marry an extraterrestrial?
Let's follow them!
It's good old Longneck.
Mortimer, you old son of a gun, it's good to see you. Quite frankly, I've had more than enough military uniforms. They even asked me to cut my hair.
And quite apart from that, what's new?
I know you, Mortimer. It's the creature you'd like to see, isn't it?
I must admit, I would.
Follow me. Your friend Blake isn't with you?
No, flying saucers and little green men aren't really his cup of tea. He stayed in London.
Prepare yourself for a surprise, my friend.
By the tartan of Clan MacGregor! I don't believe it. You're sure we're in the right room?
Absolutely. Disappointing, isn't it? No antennae, no strange color, no tentacles. This extraterrestrial could hardly be more human. Same cardiac rhythm, blood composition normal. Oh, perhaps his cholesterol's a little high, but it's nothing to worry about.
And yet, he was found in a flying saucer. How do you explain that?
I can't explain it, my friend.
This is extraordinary.
You and your mania for note-taking.
Memory, Longneck, memory. Tell me, when do you think he'll regain consciousness?
Oh, you're not going to start as well. Every day, the military guys with the Pentagon ask me the same question, and I always give them the same answer. Science is not yet able to predict these things.
And do they accept that answer?
They're the military.
Professor, a call from the Pentagon.
What did I tell you?
I'd really like to analyze a few samples. Could you spare me a corner of a lab, Longneck? I promise not to disturb anything.
Take mine. No one will bother you. No one dares go in.
Good heavens. It's orichalc. My notebook. Where'd I put it? Ah, in the room. Getting more and more forgetful.
Just a minute. Don't you like that thing? This is a hospital, not a private men's club, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry, madam. I wasn't thinking.
And it's Miss.
You needn't bother. I'm just getting a notebook I left in there.
Go ahead, Professor.
Who are you?
Francis Blake. What time is it? 4 in the morning? If this is a joke, it's not amusing. Huh? What do you say? A Professor Mortimer kidnapped?
You see that? A coup d'etat in the Azores. Such a tiny country. Isn't that distressing? Well, I mean, every country has its share of troubles, but this general seems worse than most. Am I right, huh?
Well, I believe you're right there.
Look at that guy. I wouldn't trust him with my savings.
I believe that's a wise decision.
You're a real card, you are.
An unprecedented coup d'etat has occurred in the peaceful Azores Islands. A group of rebels led by Commander Sharkey, a mercenary thug of unknown nationality, has taken the presidential palace by force and forced the president to resign. What was formerly an exemplary democracy has been transformed into a brutal military dictatorship.
I heard a noise, a suspicious noise, so obviously I rushed in. I opened the door, my weapon ready, and what do I see? Nothing. Nobody there.
You heard nothing else? Shouts? Noise of a struggle? Shots?
Not a single thing. The window was wide open and all the equipment was disconnected.
Thank you very much. You're dismissed.
Thank you, sir.
They found this under the bed. It belongs to Mortimer.
His notebook. He's never without it. His every passing thought goes into this book. Does that ring any bells? Orichalc and Kobolspiner?
Kobolspiner means nothing to me, but I have heard of orichalc. According to legend, it's a metal that's more precious than gold, and it has extraordinary properties. The mythical civilization of Atlantis is said to have valued it above all else, but that's all just legend and ancient myths.
Did Mortimer say what he was researching?
No, he simply asked me for a corner of a laboratory where he could analyze some samples. I'll take you there. I haven't touched anything.
Professor, your wife is on the telephone.
Go ahead, Blake. My laboratory is here. I'll join you in a minute. Here I am. Hope I didn't keep you waiting too long.
I've got what I need. Thanks again, Professor. See you soon.
Yes?
Art Cobblespiner.
Yes? Who are you?
Francis Blake. I'd like to talk to you. I have some questions to ask you about orichalc.
I have nothing to say. Leave me alone. All that is in the past.
I'm a friend of Philip Mortimer.
Come in. I'm listening.
Could you tell me if this vial contains orichalc?
Let me see. Where did you get this?
I found it. It was among Philip Mortimer's belongings.
It is orichalc. Oh, please do sit down. Will you have a drink? I only have whiskey.
Thank you. I never touch alcohol.
You familiar with the properties of orichalc?
If I were, I wouldn't be here.
With a few grams of orichalc, you could blow up a 10-story building.
But if this metal is as powerful as you say, why does one never hear of it? Any country would be glad to possess such a source of energy. The military...
Don't ever use that word in my presence. The military ruined my life. For years, I worked on ways to enrich the base metal. I'd almost discovered the formula. But that bunch of idiots wouldn't listen to me. They threw me out of my own laboratory. If they'd let me continue, I would have been able to release 100 times the energy. Come here, and I'll prove it to you. You see? And I only used a tiny amount.
It's terrifying.
And all that with no radiation.
Where does the base metal come from?
Only one place I know of. The Azores.
The Azores? I wonder.
Yes, I know. They're having political problems just now. It's a military dictatorship.
In Sharky's hands, and therefore in Ulrich's.
Cannot pass here. Make a U-turn.
The commander!
I've got to get a closer look at this.
So, how goes the extraction, Captain?
Still nothing, Commander. Not a trace of orichalc.
Still nothing? Still nothing? That's all you ever say, Captain? Well, let me warn you. When the boss gets back, he'll expect results. And the boss, he doesn't kid around, so keep digging!
The boss, he must mean Ulrich. Well, I've changed the oil, but I can't guarantee that your transmission will last. The cable's completely worn out.
Hey, you over there! Blake!
Stop! Red alert! He's getting away!
Don't let him get away! Kill him! That's it for Blake.
Where am I? Oh, my head. Oh, but what am I wearing? What's happened to me?
How are you feeling now, Captain Blake?
How do you know my name? Who are you?
You're a typical Earthling, Captain. Talkative and curious.
An Earthling? This is some kind of joke. You can't be serious.
You are no longer on Earth. You must get used to that.
Your father wishes to meet the 2 Earthlings you've recovered.
I'm not the only one. Who is the other Earthling? Could it possibly be Philip Mortimer? Or perhaps it could be...
Let's go. His Majesty Basilius is waiting for us now.
But tell me, I want to know. Mortimer!
Good old Blake, a familiar face at last.
Mortimer, what are you doing here?
I read. I enjoy my rest, just taking it easy, you see?
That's a likely story, you old scoundrel.
Gentlemen, we are waiting. Here are the 2 Earthlings I told you of, Father.
Welcome to you both, Earthlings.
Your Majesty, I must ask, where are we?
I don't think you'll find out anything much, my dear Blake. I have asked, but they don't bother to reply. I've given up.
You are here, in Atlantis.
Atlantis?
The legendary continent, they say, disappeared beneath the waves? It's impossible.
The reaction one expects from a human.
Even so, all the historians agree this continent disappeared beneath the waves.
Your scholars know nothing. Look at this map. Atlantis, as it was 12,000 years ago. These green parts were engulfed when the terrible cataclysm struck the Earth.
But what happened to it after that?
Atlantis was indeed engulfed, but it didn't disappear.
At that time, Atlantis was all-powerful, and Poseidonopolis ruled over the entire continent. And then the cataclysm happened. For some time already, our astronomers and our wise men had observed strange climatic conditions. They became increasingly concerned. All over Atlantis, nature was on a rampage. Animals fled their natural habitats for no apparent reason. More and more unexplained phenomena each day. And then, on the 4th day, came the cataclysm. Then the comet entered our atmosphere.
The comet?
Yes, the comet. Enormous, incandescent. On the 12th hour of the 4th day, it fell into the ocean. A monstrous wave washed around the Earth several times, and Poseidonopolis was indeed swallowed up.
And were there any survivors?
Yes, our ancestors, the astronomers and wise men who were the first to observe the phenomenon. Sensing the approaching cataclysm, they and their families withdrew to the highest point in the city, the observatory. And so those proud men decided to dig into the bowels of the earth, there to found a completely new empire, an empire based on knowledge and wisdom.
That was a fascinating historical survey, Your Majesty. But what exactly is it about the civilization of Atlantis that makes it so great and so superior to ours?
You shall have every opportunity to learn about Atlantis. Megon, my faithful right-hand man, and my daughter will be your guides.
Forgive my curiosity, but when may we have the opportunity to return to our own old-fashioned and decaying civilization?
You must forget the world of the surface, Captain Blake. No one is allowed to leave Atlantis. You two have become my guests forever.
What?
Over there, look, what's that?
Underwater factory. You'll see many platforms like that in Atlantis. They harvest the sea's riches, all sorts of fish and crustaceans, and seaweed, which we use in many ways.
As nourishment or as medication? The ocean's reserves are inexhaustible.
Just so, Professor Mortimer. That is why Atlantans respect it so.
What was that?
A magnetic barrier protects this sector. We were getting too close to the mine. We must discourage the curious.
It's an orichalc mine, isn't it?
It is our orichalc mine. The metal is processed right here. It is Megan who runs the mine.
Basilius calling Ariane. Dissident pilot recovered from coma. Return to base and at full speed.
Message received, Father. Returning to base.
Where are we going, may one ask?
To the hospital, of course.
Whoa, I think I might just need one.
Father, have you spoken to him?
No, Ariane, he is in no state to be interrogated. I am to be informed the moment he is conscious.
Certainly, Your Majesty.
He will tell you who accompanied him. The American radar detected 2 aircraft. The first one was shot down, as you already know, but the second has disappeared.
Is that true?
There's only one missing, Your Majesty.
In that case, we'll wait for his explanation. Come with me.
The first time anyone has disobeyed the interdiction and endangered us all.
What about you, though, Princess? You were so unwise as to bring those Earthlings to Atlantis.
It doesn't matter, Megon, because they'll never leave us.
Your Majesty, you'll not keep us here by force.
Captain Blake, Professor Mortimer, I've already explained to you the reasons for my decision. I'll not change my mind. Please leave me now. If you have need of anything at all, you may ask Megon.
Doesn't it surprise you that a spacecraft could leave base without Megan, the man in charge, your chief of staff, knowing it?
Enough! Megon enjoys my confidence. He is the most noble, the most loyal of all Atlantans.
Your meal, gentlemen.
Ah, yes. Thank you. What is this?
Sea anemone, an octopus on a bed of seaweed.
Ah.
Enjoy your meal, gentlemen.
Quite a wardrobe. And they even have your size, Professor.
Come on, Francis. Have some of this.
What a beautiful scent. Wouldn't you agree, Professor? An allergy, Professor? I can deal with that. We're under house arrest and under surveillance.
You're probably right. Even so, it's an extraordinary opportunity for a scientist to find himself here in Atlantis. Just think what it could mean to study a civilization like this.
It means that we won't be able to get away from these Atlantans, while up above us, the world's being menaced by Ulrich.
What do you mean?
Mortimer, there's been a coup d'etat in the Azores. Our friend Sharkey is the new military dictator there. And it is in the Azores, and only there, that orichalc is to be found. Ulrich must surely have learned of its destructive potential.
But what was that dissident pilot doing on Earth?
And Megan, who insists no pilot ever left.
I wouldn't mind a little visit to the base, Blake.
Let's take a taxi.
Good heavens, it's as busy as Piccadilly Circus at 5 o'clock.
Poseidonopolis Base, we have arrived.
Let's go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It all seems normal enough.
Maybe, Blake. But look, there. That one. Over there. It's been quite seriously damaged, and not completely repaired. There. What is that?
Sir, we should arrest them.
No, not just yet.
It's steel. A fragment of an American missile.
So this is the second aircraft. That proves it. Megan was lying.
Megan's an interesting fellow. In charge of the military base, as well as the plant for treating orichalc.
And also confidant of King Basilius. Come on, Blake. Aha! That one looks to be in working order. Let's go.
Where are we going?
To the orichalc mine. I know the way.
Get down. Attempting to escape despite the king's orders.
To escape? You're mistaken. As it happens, we were simply borrowing this vehicle to...
Silence. You there. Search the vessel.
Captain, look what I found.
I expected that. Take them.
But, wait a second.
What is all this? We weren't even aware that...
Silence. You will explain yourselves to the king.
Oh!
And how can I believe you when you were captured in the very act of attempting to escape?
We were not trying to escape. Where would we go?
Your Majesty, please listen. We found the second spacecraft the Americans saw on Earth. It is here in Poseidonopolis.
There are things of which you're unaware, Majesty, because they are hidden from you.
For what reason, Captain Blake?
We have no way of knowing, sire.
Father, why would they lie?
Why? They weren't leaving empty-handed, Majesty. Here's what was in the vessel they wanted to borrow.
It is orichalc.
That is a barefaced lie, and those boxes were planted.
And who do you suggest I believe? An Atlantan who served me faithfully for 20 years, or you two Earthlings who betray my trust at the first opportunity?
Oh, let me through! Let me through! Majesty, the pilot is dead. Someone disconnected his oxygen supply.
You even went so far as to kill one of my men? Take them away.
As you say, Majesty.
But you are
This
mistaken.
is wrong.
Wait,
It's
we didn't
absolutely
do
untrue.
anything. He's lying.
The principal witness is dead. Because of these Earthlings, we shall never know what happened.
Be fair, Father. You have no proof against these men. They seem sincere.
You are too credulous, Ariane. Megon is right, and nothing good can come from Earthlings.
Well, the situation could be better.
You might say so. We're accused of murder. Simple as that.
I followed your advice. The pilot will never talk.
Good. No inconvenient witnesses.
I have neutralized the Earthlings, but the princess still defends them to her father.
We'll dispose of them in due course. Nothing must interfere with the success of our great projects.
By all-powerful Zeus, the moment has come, and we are ready. Soon I shall reign as the lord of all Atlantis. After all these centuries of silence, centuries of underground existence, confined and humiliated, I shall lead the people of Atlantis into the light, and we shall destroy the wretches who resist us, and the entire Earth shall be mine. And all this thanks to you.
We are making progress, Megon. I've fulfilled my part of the contract.
I shall fulfill mine.
Oh, I'm counting on that.
Admit it, Mortimer. There's no way out.
There must be. There must be a way to get out of here.
I've got an idea, but I'm not so sure you'll approve of it.
Say it anyway. We haven't time to bother about... Ah! Good heavens, Blake, what's got into you?
Look at that, sir. They've started fighting.
Now stop this! Stop it right now!
Good technique, Professor.
Wait!
Patrol the coast, the mountains, as well as the rivers. Every underground passage, and bring them back. Your Earthling friends have escaped, but I suppose that you will still have every confidence in them.
You were right, Father. I was mistaken. I promise I'll find them.
We're low enough, Blake. Below the radar and the magnetic field.
Well, it's all or nothing.
Let's go.
Take a look at that. There's hundreds of them.
Listen.
Each and every one of you must be prepared. In a few hours, Poseidonopolis will be ours. First, we take Poseidonopolis, and then the world, and then the whole galaxy. The universe shall be ours.
He's mad.
Why, Captain Blake, Professor Mortimer.
Ulrich.
The same, Professor.
Stop this nonsense, Ulrich. You realize what is happening?
Oh, but of course I do. It was I, after all, who set it in motion. You? You hear that? In his delusions, this clown decided he had need of my savoir-faire. Captain Blake. I am paid for my services, Professor, in radioactive Orical. I shall become the richest man in the world, but you won't be there to see it. Goodbye, Professor. Oh! Blake and Mortimer, that way!
Mortimer, are you hurt?
It's nothing. Let's go, Blake.
We've got to get to Poseidonopolis. The radio, Mortimer. Get in touch with Ariane.
Mortimer to Ariane. Do you read me? Mortimer to Ariane.
Professor Mortimer, this is Ariane. Give yourselves up. You cannot escape.
Ariane, listen to me. It is vital you warn Basilius. You are in danger. Poseidonopolis will be close.
Mortimer? You there, Mortimer?
Megan to Ariane. I have the fugitives in my sights. Here is their position.
I'll get them, Megan. I'll cut them off in the canyon.
Message received, Princess.
Ariane? Ariane? Still nothing. She's turned off her radio.
Look, he's going away.
Look out. There! There's another one.
Don't move.
Megan to Ulrich. You read me.
This is Ulrich. Go ahead.
The princess and the earthlings are dead. We can march on Poseidonopolis. Give the order to my men.
You can count on me. Oh, you poor fool. Did you really think I'd do such a thing?
Megan tried to kill you. Now are you convinced?
The traitor.
Mortimer, Ariane, put on these flight packs.
Please understand how much I regret all this, Mortimer. If I had listened to you, none of this would have happened.
Forgive me for interrupting you, Princess, but I fear the worst is still to come.
He is right, Ariane. But how can we warn Basilius now we have no aircraft? With just these, we'd get there too late.
Maybe not. We'll get an aircraft at the mine. But first, follow me. Beyond this jungle is a sacred gong whose sound will warn my father, and this jungle is extremely dangerous.
But why? Are there wild animals?
Worse than that. Come.
I see.
And we couldn't use these flight packs?
No, the cavern ceiling is too low. It's safer on foot.
Wretched insects.
Mortimer!
It was nothing, just a stumble. Help me! Blake! Ariane! Help!
Ariane, I beg you, quickly!
Professor!
Let's get him out of there!
Help! Blake!
Mortimer, please, wake up! It's impossible. I'd have to have an axe. Just in time, old man.
That'll do it.
Mortimer?
And to think, Mortimer, that you boast of having a green thumb.
Ariane, you all right?
Mortimer? Blake? Where are we? Megan! Quickly, or we'll be too late!
The gong you spoke of, is it far from here?
We're nearly there. Let's go! The sacred gong. They say it was used for centuries to warn Poseidonopolis of invading barbarians.
Well, let's find out if that still works. And then we'll get back to the mine.
What is Ulrich doing? The sacred gong. The alert's been sounded. We no longer have the benefit of surprise. Onward!
Blake! Mortimer! Follow me!
Right. You will help me get away. Get in.
Let her go, Ulrich.
No sudden moves, Professor. You know I won't hesitate.
Nor would I.
What the hell? And Megan promised he'd gotten rid of you both.
Blake! Quick!
You hear them?
I can't believe it. So it was you who betrayed me.
What did you expect, old king? That I just go on obeying your orders forever? The world will learn that Atlantis is no legend, and they will feel our power. Oh, yes! Today is the first day of the reign of Megan!
You are deranged.
And you will die.
Huh?
You!
Father!
Liberators, come to my side!
Father! The countdown has started! The city will be submerged!
Atlantans, this is Basilius, your king, who speaks to you. The people of Atlantis will live free. Better to leave our empire than to accept slavery here. Interstellar aircraft are waiting for you. Get to the takeoff zones. You will embark under Ariane's leadership. I command you all to obey her and to consider her from now on as your queen.
I beg you to come with us.
It's too late. From now on, it is you who must reign over Atlantis. From here, I shall guide your departure. Time is short. Your courage and your loyalty have saved our people. Accept our thanks, my friends.
Goodbye, Majesty.
This autopilot submersible will get you home.
Ariane, I wanted to tell you
That you'll never forget me.
not you nor any of the places we have seen together.
And which we must now leave. Atlantis is flooding.
I won't forget you either, Professor. Goodbye, Blake.
Good luck, Princess.
Embarkation completed, Father.
Fine. It's up to you now. Go and join them.
But, Father...
Go and join them, I tell you. Bon voyage, my daughter. And on this new exodus, may our people find their new guide in you.
Damnation! I am not going to die here!
At last, Atlantis is mine!
The surface world. We made it.
She didn't make it.
Yes. Look there, Mortimer. Her ship. They made it.
Who would have thought the ancient civilization of Atlantis would play out its destiny beyond the stars?
A dispatch has just come in from the Azores. Calm has at last been restored.
Mortimer, look out!
Shh. Let's listen.
An international warrant has been issued for the arrest of Commander Sharkey, last seen a few days ago at the Ponta Delgada airport.